Antonetti earlier today talked just about how they're figuring out this, how do you start with basically one starter? This is what Chris Antonetti had to say.
It's been one day at a time. That's really how we've had to approach it. There's no other way to do it. We'll have to do that again over the next couple of days. So to the guys' credit, they've gone out and competed and given us a chance to win games, and that's what we're obviously hoping for. We've had we continue to have a lot of conversations about our pitching, Zach, and I expect that'll be the case, continue to be the case over the next couple of weeks. It's a constant balance, each day. I mean, spent some time this morning with Tito and Carl just talking about which guys are available in the pen today and how we'll, navigate today's game. And, after we get through today's game, we'll begin to look at tomorrow and how we'll navigate tomorrow's game. Tito and Carl do a great job of not only looking at the game for today, but even within the game, thinking about the next couple of games that making pitching decisions.
So, Matt, it's almost like spring training. It's like this guy's got to get in his 60 pitches, and then we can get 50 from him, and they're piecing it together almost like, you're out in Arizona trying to make sure you divide the work and nobody gets overworked.
Yeah, and you said the word, Dave, overworked. That's my one concern here. Maybe not with the middle inning guys, but with James Karinchak and Emmanuel Clase. They pitched in 3 of the 4 wins over Baltimore. When the schedule starts to get more difficult and they're playing the White Sox, and they're playing, some of these better teams, and get to start playing Boston and the Yankees and Tampa and Houston. What's that going to look like? Because what you don't want is, and you've watched it, Cody Allen's career came to an end prematurely because his arm fell off. Andrew Miller is now a middle reliever, long reliever in St. Louis, whose velocity is not what it was. I'm not blaming Tito. Tito managed to win in 2016 and 2017, et cetera. Those guys got so much use. And I'm concerned that Karinchak and Clase, once we get to August and September, the velocity will start going down. I just hope that they can get some of these guys back, Plesac back healthy, Bieber back healthy, figure out the rest of the rotation and not have to lean so much on 99 and 48. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. So Plesac could be going on a rehab start within the next week or 10 days. Franmil Reyes could be as well. He's going to stay back when they go to Pittsburgh. He's going to work out a little bit at Lake County, and then he could be in line for a rehab start. So the good news is Chris Antonetti before the game had mentioned that some of these guys are progressing. Roberto Perez is progressing as well. He could be coming back before much longer. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel, and they could use, Plesac and Bieber would go a long way to helping quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. And how about this? Think about this. I mean, right now your number one catcher is Rene Rivera. Like today's lineup had Yu Chang, Ryan Lavarnway, Ernie Clement, Zimmer. You're talking 4 or 5 guys that really most of them started the season in Columbus. And Clement got a base hit. Chang hit a homer today. You're seeing some depth within the organization, which is nice. Now you got to go on the road to Pittsburgh where the pitchers hit. I don't know how they're going to finesse that. We'll have to see how that works. But look, 10 over 500 so far, so good. Getting these wins and patching it together until you get healthy. And I'm interested in seeing what this lineup's going to look like when Franmil comes back. And now you got Bobby Bradley every day. That's exciting.
Yeah, and Bradley has hit well. That's a guy that we had talked about. He wasn't hitting as well as you want in AAA, but he's been really good since they called him up.
I think he was bored down there, Dave. We've been calling for him for 3 or 4 years. Remember, it was 2018. It's like, when are they bringing Bobby Bradley up? He's not 22 or 23. He's 25, 26. He's ready. I think he was bored in Columbus. I think he said, I've faced AAA pitching for 3 years, 4 years. I'm ready. And comes up here in shape. He won the job in April. They didn't give it to him, so he probably got real ticked off. And they gave Bowers every opportunity. I think on June 1st, they said, all right, that's 2 months. We're done. And here's Bobby Bradley hitting it to all fields, doubles, extra base power, the 4 home runs. The one today over the wall was unbelievable going to left center, right? So I think there's your first baseman right now, an occasional DH, and I love it. I think it's great.
And again, you alluded to it a little bit. Franmil Reyes comes back. That should make him that much better. The other guy to keep an eye on is Andres Jimenez down in Columbus. If he figures it out, he's another piece because he can hit a little bit. He just, he was a mess mechanically, and that's not a surprise. The young guy's 21, 22, so he can get it figured out and back on track. That's another offensive weapon for the Indians.
Well, that, and I also think Andres Jimenez could end up being a trade piece or a trade chip. They have so many middle infielders. You see a guy like Ernie Clement do well, and you wonder, would that be a guy that you would trade for an arm if the starting staff just can't come together? If you need another outfield bat, is Ernie a guy? Is Jimenez a guy, like you mentioned? I don't think they're trading Gabriel Arias. I don't think they're trading Tyler Freeman. And that could be your double play combination in the next couple of years. So they're loaded. They've got guys coming, which is nice. But right now it's a patchwork group, but they're playing hard. The defense is iffy, of course. I love the aggressive base running over the last few days, first to third and stealing bases. And then Jose Ramirez, we haven't even brought up yet, Dave. I mean, he's having an MVP year again.